Hello there, it's Simone. After a long hiatus of not voicing over videos, I feel that I'm so out of the loop that I actually sped up this video a bit more than usual just so that I didn't have to talk as much as I used to talk. I hope I can get back to bringing you longer videos once I'm more comfortable talking again. I am journaling and catching up in my Hobonichi Cousin, and this video was filmed several weeks ago. It is a cousin day free. That means that there is monthly pages in the front and then 170 grid pages that are numbered in the back, and I use them to journal, not daily. That's why I went with the day free. At the moment, I'm actually thinking about my 2022 lineup. Are you thinking about that as well? If you're not, you're definitely not weird. And I just tell you that I'm not weird either. No, I really love constantly evaluating my journals, especially when I notice that something isn't or is working. Right now, I feel pressured. Nah, that's not the right word. Maybe let me put it this way. Since I haven't had a lot of time to journal, I wish I had dated pages where I could just flip to maybe today's date when I have something really pressing on my mind, my soul, my heart, somewhere that I need to get out, and just flip to that date, write it all down, and then maybe at a later date come back and decorate that page or finish all the other bits and pieces in between. I really enjoy adding decoration here, adding decoration there, filling in spaces in between. That is something that I totally enjoy, and I have been doing that in this journal especially. But currently, I'm so far behind, or all the important things that I would love to put on the paper aren't there, because sometimes I feel like I need to do something else first, because I'm not there yet. So I probably will go with the Avec again, the dated two cousin books for 2022, just to see how that will work out for me. If you remember, and if you've been following me for a long time, then you know that last year, from July to August, I used a Hobonichi Cousin Avec, and I was stressed by the dated pages. Now I'm stressed by the undated pages. Ugh. It's never perfect, is it? So in April, my thought process was that I would just write down a word, a phrase, something to remind me of the things that I wanted to document, and not necessarily always document, but also document document, but not document the event as I've been there and did this, but more, this is how I felt about this. And when I was doing this in this journal at this time, it for some reason did not work at all. I felt I wasn't writing down onto the page what I had originally meant to write. So I wish I would have sat down at the time that I thought I needed to write this and just write it somewhere. But then again, this is what had happened. I didn't know where it was going to end up on the page. Yeah. Sigh. Loud sigh. If you remember, or if you just saw me work on this, you'd notice that I totally smudged the date. So I used a sticker and covered it up and stamped again. And then I had also moved some of the black ink and made this really dark smudge on the page. And so that I'm going to cover up with this stamp that I had originally stamped onto a different paper, and now I'm just cutting it out and sticking it down with some glue. Oh, talking about glue, what kind of glue do you use in your Hobonichi? And have you experienced this? This. So when I am using I'm just using regular good old glue, Elmer's school glue, sometimes when it's flat paper, flat pages and not very intricate, then I'm just using that glue in a glue stick. And when I stick it down, and often it happens with written fountain pen, it somehow changes the color of the written fountain pen on the other side. I need to take a picture and show it to you because it is. Have you experienced that? Is it just the one specific glue? I'm still trying to use up all the glue that we have amassed during my kids' school days. So I'm just grabbing one from the stack of many and just using them up as I go. And I'm wondering if that is specific to Elmer's glue. Is it because it's a glue stick? Why does the color of the ink change? While I was journaling, I created this really awkward empty space over there. And again, if you know how I'm journaling and how I enjoy journaling, I love filling up the pages all the way. And so I can't leave empty spaces. If you've been, there is a flip through of my Hobonichi Cousin on this channel that I just more recently than this, filmed. And you can see the pages, how they look, how full they are. You can see this finished page as well, and how it has progressed since then. And yeah, that is definitely something that I really enjoy. I love filling up my pages all the way to the brim, and it just is fun for me to fill those up and find little things that would fit there. The last picture that I added is the title photo of a podcast, and I wrote it down. I printed out the picture. And then when I was going to write about it, I was like, what exactly was I going to write? I don't know. So I had the photo, I had started to write, and then I didn't even know what the idea behind that was. And so I just wrote down a list of the podcasts that I, in April, enjoyed most. I usually listen to podcasts when I'm alone in the car, driving somewhere, especially in the morning. And then when I'm going to work, I really like putting them on. I have, since then, I have started to listen to some other podcasts. So the title photo that you saw was the Climbing Gold podcast that was made with and by Alex Honnold. It is co-hosted by Fitz Cahall, who is the host of the Dirtbag Diaries. I highly, highly recommend that podcast to you, even if you're not a climber. It is super interesting. It's always super interesting to listen to the stories that Alex Honnold has to tell. He is a great storyteller. I'm also just recently started listening to Criminal again. That is one of the first podcasts that I started to listen to. And then there most recent 2 episodes. It is a double episode. It is called 48 Hours. Super scary. Highly recommend that. If you have never listened to that, go ahead and listen to that one. Super, super interesting. I haven't finished it yet. And then another one that I really like listening to currently is You're Wrong About. That is some one that I really enjoy because it gives me, as an outsider, non-American person, a very interesting perspective into the what is it that I'm trying to say? Into the way that the media works, into the way that the Democrats and Republicans work against and for each other, what hypes are being created by media, and where it all comes from. So I really, truly enjoy listening to that. If you just saw me make this title, then you know that I seem to really like just these very whimsical, not very professional looking, bold lettering, where I'm just kind of like I'm writing the letters and then I'm outlining them with a pen. And I really enjoy when it looks super crooked, very whimsical, not perfect. That is what I enjoy currently. So I was journaling about the fountain pen debacle. Maybe I talked about this in another podcast as well, but I was really intrigued by the Kaweco All Sport cappuccino, I think, or espresso, something with coffee. And I really was almost getting it. I was at the point where I was gonna get it. And then I also really liked and wanted to get the Twisby Echo in lilac, because pink and purples, especially that color, is one of my favorite colors. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to get them because I have so many Twisbys already. And for the Kaweco, I had the All Sport, that is the plastic version of that pen, or acrylic. I don't really know what specific material that pen is made of. And I didn't really enjoy the writing experience, also didn't really enjoy the size. So I was like, do I really? I was talking myself into getting the pen, because I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, it will be really great. But I was able, when I met my friends at the meetup at the store that we went to, they had Kaweco's All Stars, and it was way too tiny. I really enjoy bigger pens, so I'm glad I didn't get that pen. And now I'm into the chatty mood and this video is over. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to have another video for you soon. Enjoy your weekend. Happy 4th of July if you are celebrating. See you soon. Bye.